if you ask me. I mean, Iti Mensah, the city councillor, yeah. And then after him came Natnunu Amatefio. He's also gone. Architect Natnunu Amatefio is also gone. Then after him was Stanley Niajere Blankson. Yeah. And there was one in between, but he was not so popular. His name always slips. Yeah. And then after Niajere Blankson came Oko Chenche, Oko Rick Ross. Yes, Oko Rick Ross. See, his beard looks like Rick Ross. Oko Chenche. Alfred Vanderpoy, Dr. Alfred Vanderpoy.
Everybody is getting older. Getting older. The time is flying.
You know, Chenche says, Chenche.
What does that mean?
When you go and they ask you, say Chenche.
Literally meaning beard owner.
The beard owner. Yeah, the owner of the beard. Okori Cross. Then after him came Nia J. Soa.
Okay.
And then now we have Elizabeth Saki. I think that Elizabeth Saki is missing in the scheme of things, because if you look at the mayors that I've mentioned, you know, she's the first female mayor of Accra. You would have thought that some action.
She's not mayoring.
No. The thing is mayoring.
I mean, especially because of her mandate or her plans. She's had announced to make Accra the cleanest city in the whole of the continent.
See, she is managing a small Accra. When E.T. Mensah used to manage Accra, there was nothing like Ladma, Lekma, Klotikoli, Ablikuma Central.
It was big and wide.
There was nothing like that. When Mr. E.T. Mensah used to manage Accra City Council, as they like to call it, before it became Accra Metropolitan Assembly, there was nothing like all these small, districts that have been set up. It was the whole of Accra, indeed. The whole of Accra. So all the places around Legon, etc., they were all part of the jurisdiction that she managed. But let's move from the Greater Accra region and get into the Volta region. You do know the situation that the folks in the Keta area, the Aplau area, and all those places, the tidal waves, how their homes have been submerged in water. Some of the villages have been washed away, and the people consistently are crying for help, but nobody is coming to their rescue. I remember sometime last year, I spoke about Amuchinu, Agaveji, and Salakopa, all those places. We spoke about it vehemently. But there's a situation. The Honourable Member of Parliament for Ketu South, Mamaga Abla Dzifa Gomashie, joins us on the phone line now. Mama, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning. Is this Johnny Hill?
Yes, madam. It is. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
Good
The bite man.
Thank you.
Happy second anniversary.
Thank you, madam. I'm grateful. Good to hear from you, but I'm not so happy because the scenes from last year and the year before are playing out again, maybe this time in a very larger proportion. Do you care to paint a picture for us what's happening?
Thank you so much for calling and expressing interest in what is happening to us here in Ketu South. And I dare say Ketu South, Keta, and Anglo. So we have lagoons, you see. We have wetlands, and the wetlands are full capacity because we've had such heavy rains unseen in my lifetime, never seen before. And also, this is from when it started raining, that the flooding from the rains have taken over people's homes and their livelihoods. Unfortunately, the tidal wave to have reared its head again. And so it's compounded the problem and aggravated the situation to levels that have rendered roads unmotorable. Schools have to be closed down. As you can expect and imagine, people have their bedrooms flooded up to my knee, filled with water. Look, it's almost like many communities have been grounded to a halt, and there seems to be no solution in sight. I've engaged NADMO from Ketu South. What they have been doing so far is just writing names of families in distress. Families in distress for 2 years now. That's all they've been able to do. So I'm left frantic. and I'm incapable of solving the problem by myself. So I've also engaged the MCE to see what he and the regional minister can advise, and they are as helpless as I am. I mean, it's I don't know what can be worse than this, though. You know, I don't know what can be worse than this. I mean, it's not that we are in this situation. Philanthropists and well-meaning Ghanaians, patriotic Ghanaians, people who have empathy and sympathy will call and bring us some food. But we need to solve the problem. You see, we those of us in leadership in this country are not unaware of the effects of global warming and climate change. We all know the literature is there. We've been told by even World Bank has been talking about this, and which is why they set up WACA, West Africa Coastal Area Intervention. Benin and Togo are benefiting from it. They are continuing with their growing and sea defense. Whereas ours, we can't even dredge our lagoons. And, you know, people who can give support can come and dredge the lagoon and cannot build the ground because it's capital intensive. What yesterday President John Dramani Mahama has done once again is bring us food, blankets. But you see, that only solves a part of the problem. So, the bigger problem is what the state must be interested in doing.
I remember that the last time I covered something in your constituency, and in fact there were 3 constituencies that we came out to have a live outside broadcast there. The conversation from the Ministry of Works and Housing was that we're going to speed up the process to get the sea defense wall in place, and also to undertake the dredging that you're talking about. And you're suggesting to me that nothing of the sort has happened?
I have not seen my Minister for Works and Housing since that visit in 2021. I have, was it 2020 or 2021? Yes,
2021, that's correct. Yes,
I have not seen or heard from him. The last time I had anything close to an intervention was from the Minister for Finance, who came to Parliament, and based on what Honorable Harun Edrusu, then minority leader, charged him to do, that he should ensure that the sea defense issue appears, or tidal wave issue appears in the budget. He came back to Parliament to say that he was setting aside 10 million Ghana cedis for feasibility study. I sat in that chamber and I was horrified to hear that. Because you see, if there's no feasibility study, there couldn't have been the phase 1 of the defense wall being built, right? So it means that in this particular area, what we need is not a feasibility study again. Maybe the rest of the coastal lines, the shoreline of this country needs that. What we needed at that time was an intervention that will address this problem that I'm facing right now. So I have not seen the ministers. I haven't heard from them so far. 3 ministers actually who promised and pledged that it was going to take immediate effect. The Minister for Volta region, the Minister for Works and Housing, and the Minister of Finance. 3 of those spoke on this issue, and nothing. And the irony of it all is that Dr. Baumia was here just a couple of months ago, weeks ago, campaigning. He did not even step near where the disasters have happened. And it's not because he hasn't heard it.
Amaga, I know that you have made statements on the floor of Parliament. The Hansard can bear witness to that. What has been the impact of those statements, particularly from the point of view of Parliament, the Works Committee in Parliament? What have they said about the situation in your constituency and the adjoining constituencies as well?
Apart from what I have done personally on the floor, is also the fact that the committee in charge in Parliament of Works and Housing, they were here. The committee itself was here. So it wasn't just even my effort. The committee was here. They also made their input. And nothing beyond the rhetoric, beyond the regurgitation of promises upon promises, nothing more has been done. I even recall appealing that we needed a temporary shelter, if you recall. And I said, even if we can't evacuate all the people, let's have a temporary shelter where we can put them in the event that the sea does what it does there. And I've moved on to go to Togbi as for the Gomashie on that Togbi traditional area, who gave each of us MPs along the coast 100,000 cedis each. I gave my check to my assembly looking for land so I can start the project. I appeal to the state to do this on our behalf. Up to now.
Wow.
As I speak, they have not brought one blanket. That
mirrors the situation we had in 2021 when you had to supply the people food, and it was a back and forth with NADMO. It took over 1 week, if my memory serves me right. Now that's repeating itself. But so the posture of NADMO in itself has become quite questionable, if you ask me. Do you think so?
At the risk of being insulted by some uninitiated young people who think that everything is in party colors, let me say that this government has destroyed NADMO. NADMO has become so toothless, it's not even funny. NADMO cannot provide 10 bags of rice to people who are in distress. NADMO cannot do any such thing, or they have not done it. They should prove me wrong. They should prove, if they were coming here with as much food as Don Dramani Mahama did, they would have come with the cameras. You'll be here. Your station will be here. You would have covered it. So it's not my word against theirs. It is the reality. It is what it is. NADMO is not effective. I mean, we saw what NADMO did back in the days. In fact, even under President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, when some disaster happened in some other community, a committee was set up, funds were being collected on behalf of those people, but we've been ignored from that time to date as I speak. And when I speak, then I'm the one who is told that I'm doing politics. If it's not politics, why is it that I'm screaming at the top of my voice, I'm appealing, pleading, begging, and still His Excellency the President has not responded. He has not spoken about it. His Vice President, Mahmoud Baumia, has not spoken about it. His ministers will come here and face me in Parliament and make promises to me which they cannot and have not kept. So who is doing the politics really? I have 84,000 and over people who voted for me. They voted for me so I can speak on their behalf.
Right.
What is my government doing? What is my government doing? NADMO receives this fund from the state. They don't receive the money from me. They don't wait for philanthropists to bring them money. You see what I mean?
I get your point.
Who exactly is in charge of this country and its people? I mean, the border is in Aflau. And I dare you, Mr. Hughes.
Yes, ma'am.
You do your Johnny's bite and find out how much money is accrued to this country from the border. And ask the state whether it does not take taxes from my salary. So we are part of Ghana. And the Constitution says that we, the people, we are part of that people. That collective we are part of it. But from the date that I was sworn in, 7th January 2021, so as I speak to you now, I have not seen any concerted effort to address the issues that I raise on behalf of my people. And I am only doing my work as a member of Parliament. And they know how much money they give me as an MP. They know how much money I'm paid. They know how much money they have so far brought to me as a common fund, which I should, by the way, I should be receiving every quarter, but which does not come every quarter. It's pitiful. This is totally unacceptable.
I want to thank you very much indeed for your time, and we'll continue our advocacy and just to get respite for the people along the coastal homes and lives have been made difficult because of the situation. But we're thankful to you for this morning.
And I'm so grateful for this opportunity to speak on your huge platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam. The Honorable Dzifa Gomashie. She's the Member of Parliament for Ketu South. It's 41 minutes after 9 here on 3FM 92.7.
From Keta and MTC. We are living in Keta, but please, we have been here for 3 years now. It has been raining, but we have never seen something like this before. This is the first time we are seeing a thing like this before. The rain started somewhere around 10 p.m. till this morning. We woke up and our mattresses were on the water, like our rooms, everything. You can even see the place.
So those are some of the frustrations there.